They never raised their voice. That's why you never saw it, never threatened you, never said a word you could repeat. But somehow, always exactly where they wanted you. And right now, a slight chill moves through your chest. Because your brain is already scanning every kind face you have ever trusted, every favor, every well-timed smile, every soft, "I just want what's best." You are thinking of someone right now. And that is exactly how this works. Here's what nobody tells you. The most dangerous person you know does not look dangerous. They look like the one who stayed. They look like the one who helped. They look like safety itself. Psychologists gave this a name in 2025, covert narcissism. Not the loud bully in the corner, not the one who shouts. This is the quiet one, the one who shows up first, the one who remembers what you said, the one whose kindness never asks. Not yet. And here is the unsettling part. Researchers at IEEE reviewed this in 2025. Covert narcissism is the hardest to detect, not because it is rare, designed perfectly to look like love. Here's what your brain does next. The moment someone is kind to you, your brain rewards them. Before you even process what is happening, your nucleus accumbens, your reward center, lights up. Return to this person. Your anterior cingulate cortex logs, safe. Your whole system opens. That is ancient wiring. It kept your ancestors alive. But it has one critical blind spot. It cannot read intent. It only reads behavior. So when kindness is the weapon, your brain hands them the ammunition. Stop. Feel that for a second. You are not gullible. You are not weak. You are not broken. You are just running software. That was written before this threat existed. But it gets worse. Because the kindness is only phase 1. Here's phase 2. They helped you decide something small, what to say in that conversation, what to choose when you were unsure, what to do when things got hard. And slowly, without a single demand, you stopped deciding without them. This is where neuroscience gets disturbing. Your ventral striatum tracks social obligation. A 2024 fMRI study confirmed what that means. When someone gives to you, your brain does not just feel grateful, it opens an account, an invisible ledger, that your conscious mind never sees. The kind person makes deposits, entry by entry, favor by favor, smile by smile, until the ledger tips in their favor, and then they collect. Not with a demand, never a demand. With a sigh, with a pause, 1 second too long, with "I just thought you trusted me," and your anterior cingulate cortex, the region that tracks your social world, fires a pain signal. Oxford and Yale neuroscientists confirmed this. The same brain region that processes a punch, a burn, a physical wound, also fires when you disappoint the person whose kindness you owe. That is not a metaphor. That is a documented biological mechanism. So what do? You apologize. You adjust. You fold yourself smaller. You give them exactly what they wanted. Here is what no one says. Your dopamine fires during all of this. Your brain still calls this a reward. The cage is lined with warmth. The lock is shaped like a favor. And you keep walking back in, because inside the cage feels safer than outside of it. Here is the counterintuitive truth. The person who shouts at you, your amygdala flags them in milliseconds. Threat? Defense? Remember, you resist, you push back, you leave. But the person who smiles first, who offers before you ask, who says, "No, no, let me help." Your brain has no alarm for that, no protocol, no warning system, because that person was always your ally until they weren't. This has a name now. Dr. Tanasugarn documented it in April 2025. The covert manipulator's most powerful move is not control, it is indispensability. Think about a person in your life. The one with the right advice. The one you call before you decide. The one whose opinion you check first. Now ask yourself something uncomfortable. When did that become a requirement? A 2025 violence research journal confirmed this. Subjects across multiple studies reported the same. I didn't realize how much I'd changed. I thought I was just growing. I thought they were helping me. By the time the pattern became visible, they had lost something they couldn't name. Not their freedom, not dramatically, just their reflex to trust themselves, quietly replaced, while someone was being endlessly kind. Here's why this differs from cruelty. Cruel people leave evidence, raised voices, clear threats, evidence. But the Kindest journal documented in 2024 a specific type called community narcissism, where someone performs generosity, not to give, but to be seen giving. You are not the recipient, you are the audience, and you are the controlled. At the same time, you didn't lose your voice, you just let them hold the microphone, because they offered to carry it. So what do you actually do? Start with this. Your brain was not broken? It was used? That difference matters more than you know. Oxytocin is not a weakness. The social debt reflex is not naivety. These are ancient features someone learned to exploit against you. The moment you understand that, the shame dissolves. The story you told about yourself, that you were too trusting, that you were foolish, that story was never true, and the clarity begins. The first tool NERO uses, pattern delay. Before responding to any act of kindness, pause. Not because warmth is dangerous, but because your brain skips evaluation, when the reward is social approval. Ask one silent question. What does this person gain if I say yes right now? That question alone reactivates your prefrontal cortex, your deliberate reasoning center, the exact region this pattern bypasses. One question, every time. The second tool? Boundary testing. Not dramatic, not confrontational, just one small no. Decline one minor request. Then watch what happens to the warmth. Genuine care does not flinch at no. It adjusts, it accepts, it stays. Performed kindness withdraws. A subtle coolness settles in. A disappointment you feel in your chest? That reaction is your data, that is your answer. The third tool is neuroplasticity itself. Make one small decision, entirely without consulting them. Something minor. Something low stakes. Then do it again tomorrow. Your anterior cingulate cortex updates every time you decide and survive. This person is not my survival signal. My own instincts are trustworthy again. That is not just psychology. That is your brain physically rewiring. Synapse by synapse. Decision by decision. Every no you choose for yourself deposits agency back into your system. You become the version of NERO that this pattern cannot reach. NERO learned something real today. The most dangerous person in the room does not arrive loudly. They arrive with patience, with warmth, with a perfectly timed kindness. And knowing that changes everything. Go back to the very beginning, but this time, don't watch NERO, watch the shadows. You will see the exact moment the kindness became a cage. If you are ready to see clearly, stay with NERO.